Hi guys, and welcome to my showcase and tutorial for custom item vending. Custom item vending is a plugin that allows you to create listings for custom items in the Rust vending machine. So if you want to sell things like the enhancement kits from item perks, or any of the item perk equipment, or any of the epic loot items, or any sort of cooking items, or even just the regular vanilla Rust items, you can you can create sort of orders in the vending machine in order to buy them. So by default, vending machines will work as per normal. So for example, if I just add a standard list onto here, see this is a normal fully functioning vending machine. Whereas if I want to create a custom, we'll turn this into a custom item vending machine, I can press the create button on the back panel, and then this is going to be my shop here. So I can click the little plus button in order to add some listings. You know, I want to sell pumpkin pie, for instance. Sell it for either server rewards, economics, or scrap. Or I can also search for some custom items as well. So for example, you can see there's a couple of cooking items that have appeared, so steak dinner or steak with red wine dew, or even just like your regular teas. It also supports things like epic scrap from the epic loot plugin, or I can do kits, enhancement kits from the item perks plugin. Let's just go epic scrap for now. So select that as a currency. I can say how much I want to sell it for. So I'll sell my pumpkin pie for 250 epic scrap, and then that gets listed. And you can see here on the little floating text at the front of the vending machine, it gets listed with the quantity available. You can sort of add as many listings as you like within the config. So if you want to sell, say, scrap sell this one for 1,000 scrap, and then this one here for 1,000 or 500 economic dollars, you can. And then if you ever want to edit or change it, for example, if I want to change this for server reward points, for instance, you can go ahead and edit the listing. And then from obviously what the customer sees from the front, when they select it, they'll be able to see information that the plugin may have passed through, such as horse stats for the horse feed food, or heal for the pumpkin pie, harvest for the mozzarella sticks. So whatever the plugin passes through. A better example is obviously the enhanced boonie hat gives the elemental buff, the fabricate buff, and the heli damage buff with their respective values. And then if you want to delete a shop, it's just a simple matter of pressing the little delete button here. I'll show you an example of what a transaction looks like for economics though. So if I want to buy some mozzarella sticks for some economic dollars, because obviously economics is player to player, what happens is the transaction happens, and then the economics effectively gets stored attached to the vending machine. Now while there's a pending transaction, I'm not able to delete the vending machine. It prevents me from doing it. So I'll need to withdraw the money first, and then I can delete it. And I've got that economic dollars given back to me. Now for what this looks like on the map, when they're not overlapping, you can see when you mouse over them, you can see some information around what it is. You can see the enhanced item shop, assemblers, enhanced boonie, etc, etc. And then from the market, these are not reachable by drones. So if they're a custom item vending machine, you can't use drones to pick up items. But when you mouse over them, you can see what each of these vending machines have. So you can see this one has the assembler's scientist suit, the enhanced boonie hat, and a enhancement kit. So then I can obviously take a drive or a fly or a walk over to this shop, access it, see a bit more detailed information around, okay, what is each item got. Cool, this is what I'm looking to buy, so I'll purchase it, and off you go. So yeah, that's really all there is to it from a in-game perspective. It's pretty straightforward, but very easy, very powerful to use. I've had a lot of requests for something like this, and nothing like this really exists on the market from I guess from a player-to-player sort of point of view. It's only just shop plugins, so yeah, there's a lot of potential for it, and we'll add things down the track. But for now, what we'll do is we'll jump into the configuration side of things, and I'll show you what you can change under the hood. Alright, so this is the configuration for custom item vending. We'll just take it sort of line by line, and I'll show you what each thing can do, because it's not a huge config. So First one here is a list of default currencies to show on the opening of the currency list, and that was the 3 currencies that you saw when I first went to list an item in here. So when I click here, it's these three currencies here. So you can see the currency type, which is for this particular one is item. So the three currency types are item, economics, and server rewards. I may add sort of more down the track, but these are the 3 that are being supported at launch. The item ID, so this is the item ID identifier for the item type. This particular one is scrap. The skin ID, so if you want to add your own custom skins, you can, which you can see I've done for economics and server rewards. But if I want to add like a, epic scrap in there, for instance, I can add whatever the skin ID is for epic scrap. And then the same with the item ID, add the correct item ID obviously. The text, any sort of armor slots, if you want to put armor slots in there, and then sort of condition percentages if you want to use items that have conditions, or if you want to require it to have a 100% item condition, if you're selling things like sort of custom armors or whatever, you can. And then obviously economics and server rewards are not item based, so the item ID isn't really sort of important, it's more the skin ID. Item ID is only going to be relevant if you're not using a skin value to represent the icon. And then additional currencies to show when search for. So what you would do is you take this structure here, and then you would add those currencies in. So for example, currency type, you do item, and then again you change the ID, set the skin ID, like that identifier, give it whatever the display name is, so my custom currency, sort of any additional parameters that you want to throw in there, and then this will also appear when searching sort of in the plugin. So when you click the search bar and type something in, these are this particular items, like currency in this list here, will appear. So currency skin settings, you can see I've got the economic skin is this one, and then we've got the default server reward skin, and then delay between purchases, so obviously stops spamming and potential abuse, so it adds a 0.5 second delay between clicking buy and then buying again. You can change the effect that's played when the users are purchasing stuff from the vending machine. The maximum amount of listings each machine can have, so you can sort of set the limits to whatever you like. Only allow the container items that are empty to be listed, so if you don't want weapons that have attachments or armor that has armor slots enabled, and obviously with armor sort of inserts in there, you can prevent them from appearing on the create item listing. These are the dedraw settings, so that this is the floating text. So distance from machine for players to see floating text. So this is how far away the player has to be within this range in order to see it. How long should the text remain? So it'll probably be 5 seconds by default for how long it remains and how long it will. How often it should look for nearby players. The lower these numbers, the faster it's going to update, but the more strain on your server it's going to be. Not that it's going to be a huge amount of strain. The height adjustment and the forward adjustment of the text. So obviously if you want it in front of the vending machine, you would increase that value. If you wanted to lower it sort of more eye level, you can again play with these values to your liking. And then the button anchor is for the little manage button that appears at the bottom of the vending machine, or the create button. That's for how you can reposition that. One other cool little thing as well is this will work with the new legendary item perks plugin as well. Legendary items, so for example, if I wanted to list this one here, it's just the Woodcutter's Pride. I could simply add it by clicking the little plus button, selecting the Woodcutter's Pride, and you can see a legendary item on there as well. So it's telling the user that it's from the legendary item perks plugin. So yeah, that was really cool. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy. Any questions, any suggestions, feel free to let me know. Be keen to hear your thoughts, and would love to see what you guys do with it. All the best.